We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept.
Welcome to Season 2 of the HVAC Accelerated Success Program. My name is Ben Middleton, and I'm the National Sales Training Manager for both the Goodman and Amana brands. In our last season, we helped 6 HVAC contractors navigate the HVAC business cycle and put them on the right course towards success. In Season number 2, we will help 4 new contractors reach for the stars. Each of these business owners and their territory sales managers have made a commitment to do what it takes to be number 1 in their marketplaces. Today we are at Rice University, where President Kennedy famously made one of his historic speeches.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win, and the others too.
Let's hear from our contractors and their TSMs about what their moon and other mission objectives are.
One of the areas that I know that we're lacking in is marketing and advertising and our website. Of course, there's going to be new people moving into the area and different things like that, and we definitely can't assume that everybody just knows about Brumans, like maybe at one time they used to. I can talk about the income statements and a bunch of those numbers, things. All of that stuff is readily available, but I guess I'm kind of excited to see what the dashboard would look like, bringing these metrics in to make it quicker and easier to be able to use.
We do a pretty good job. I think our sales need a little help, but just kind of unifying our marketing because I kind of like change too much sometimes. So kind of just, taking our marketing and kind of making it consistent and just kind of continuing to grow.
They have a great name in the community. The trucks are all over the place. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity there for them to grow their retrofit business, especially in some of the other markets. And then we just need truckloads of qualified AC technicians to install all the products that we're going to sell.
As we grow, I think finding numbers financially, like trying to keep up with like all the ins and outs of money, I think would definitely help out with any kind of technology that might help out with that.
Yeah, I'm interested in the power selling pros to be able to go further from our office and get into the field. Right now, we don't really have any ongoing training with them. So it would be great to kind of refine that process. Whatever can help drive profitability, reduce customer acquisition costs, increase sales, all that good stuff.
We're just kind of stuck at the level that we're at. We've been here for a few years, and we'd really like to just take it to the next level.
What do you choose to do this year with your business? What are your other goals? What are you willing to accept and unwilling to postpone? Where do you intend to win? Join us as we embark on this adventure with our 4 HVAC contractors.
My grandfather started our family heating and air business back in 1956. My dad took over in 77. He sold the business in 99 while I was the president of the company. So he sold the company out from under me. What a guy. But when somebody comes and shows up with a check, it's bigger than you think the company's worth. You take the check. Just take that word for it. All right? You can always start another one. If you got a good enough check, you can always start another one. Anyway, one of the things that NCI does is, well, there's several things that we do, but our primary focus is to make sure that the actual install of the furnace and or air conditioning system on a ducted system environment is actually operating as planned. So when Goodman Amana makes equipment, they're designed to operate at a certain static pressure for the blower. They're designed to operate at certain capacities. And what we have found through measurement across all of North America is that the typical ducted system in the HVAC residential and commercial market only delivers about 57% of its rated capacity, which means if I'm looking at let's just make the math easy. If I'm looking at a 100,000 BTU furnace, let's assume it's 100,000 output. I know that's not, but let's just say that is for math purposes. That means that 57,000 BTUs is getting into the structure and 43,000 BTUs is going into the atmosphere, right? So our primary focus has been to help contractors understand what's the best ways to get the most out of existing systems. Our primary focus has been the residential replacement and renovation type market, as well as light commercial as well. So we do both residential and light commercial service and replacement type contractors primarily. But what we do is we help you through a variety of virtual training events, as well as we do live training events. I don't know how we will do that, with pandemic going on and everything still up in the air on personal visits, but we are opening up in at least the US, we're opening up here in the fall with a lot of live training as well. But we have a whole variety of both live in person and live virtual training events that we do to help people understand how to measure the performance of an existing HVAC system and then modify the existing system to perform at a much higher level, where contractors are able to get customers really living with the safest, healthiest, most comfortable and energy efficient systems possible. And one of the biggest things that I'm expecting to help you guys with is in our carbon monoxide safety and combustion efficiency training. It is unbelievable how many lives have been saved by contractors that have been trained and certified in this program to really make a difference in people's lives. And fortunately, we've been tapped by Goodman to also be engaged with their inverter certification program. So we're involved in setting up training programs to help you and your team be qualified to offer some extremely, extremely impressive long-term financing programs through EGIA that are tied directly to high efficiency air conditioning. There's ways to sell high efficiency air conditioning in every market, and we're going to help you understand the best ways to do that when the customer makes a decision to make those investments. And then Eric with the financing is going to make it easier for you to be able to offer those things at a really smoking rate as well. So we're looking forward to that. And the cool thing about NCI is every one of our instructors is kind of like me. We've had actual experience in the desk that you're sitting in right now. So a lot of our instructors are guys that have actually been in the business, and for whatever reason, whether their dad sold the business out from under them or they decided to shut the business down and do it themselves, we all come from real world experience of doing this stuff in the trade. So we're just like you. We're one of the guys in the trenches that has done this stuff really for our whole lives. So we're looking forward to it.
Hey, you guys, first of all, congratulations. This is very cool. I'm really excited to have you guys in the program. You guys are going to love it. Yes, I get excited. So Standard Web Group is really going to be concentrating on two primary things with lots of accessory items going on the same thing. Number one is that website, making sure you guys have the absolute best website in the industry, making sure that it's set up to be able to manage new conversions, to be able to showcase all of your products and services, to make sure that the areas you guys want to market to are properly presented, make sure consumers can convert on that website 24 hours a day. And in addition to that, we got to make sure you guys get found. So we're going to be really, really heavily concentrating on leveraging all of the local listings and directories, your Google business listings, making sure that from a search engine optimization standpoint, you guys are positioned to compete. We got to get you to page one of Google. Nothing happens unless you're sitting on page one in the organic placements between your website and the organic and your Google business listing. This is entirely a game about visibility. The higher you rank, the more visibility you have, the more visibility, the more traffic, the more potential conversions, the more conversions, you guys get an opportunity to bat, right? You get an opportunity to bring in those new customers. So We're going to dive into what do you want to sell? Where do you want to sell it? Are you an option on page one of Google? And do you look the best when they get there?
So what we'll do with the ETIA, now we will look at your financing, see who you're using for financing and what programs you're using. See if we can offer you, if you're using a second look, a third look, also introduce you to our new application process called Optimus, which is a one application system for all of our lenders. We'll also talk about the various rebate programs that are available, through the Goodman Amana network, and get you set up on that. Make sure you're taking advantage of the rebates that are offered to you. And that's basically about it. It'll be, like I said, or like everybody else has said, it's going to be a little intimidating at first, maybe, but it'll go really, really smooth.
We're excited to work with you as well. What we'll be doing is going through your entire software stack. So what CRM you use, any piece of software in your business that brings in data for you to make decisions, we'll go through all those different software pieces, how they connect, how they talk, your financial tool as well, how it connects and talks to your CRM, any piece of software that you use, and then figure out what information you need, and also help you organize the data flow. So the information that's coming in will provide the appropriate information for the dashboard so you can make intelligent decisions based on the data. You've heard the phrase data in, data out, right? So if you have garbage in, then you're going to get garbage out. So one of the things we'll be helping you with is making sure all your data is what it needs to be, so that when we can analyze it, when we go to capture the data on the back end, analyzing it will be accurate and it will make sense and help you make better data decisions.
We're going to be looking at, for Power Selling Pros, we're going to be evaluating the call quality of your call recordings. And we're going to be, really creating a quality assurance, accountability in place for all of the inbound calls that are coming in to your phone center, so that, really the customer experience can be, the award-winning customer experience that you want to express, in your brand being represented in the right way over the phone. And that first impression that your customer has is the right impression, and setting your technicians up for success in the field, so that their recommendations can be taken very seriously, and ultimately coming full circle and creating the all well-rounded customer experience that you want to create in, your service business. So that's what we're going to be doing, is really working together with your CSRs, dispatchers, and creating that wow experience over the phone.
All right, so let me go through the webinar series, and the basics in session 1 is we're going to talk about the difference between profit and wealth, because they are very different, and what the dealers really have to do themselves, the differences between bookkeeping and financials. My thing is that they don't have to do the bookkeeping, the day-to-day bookkeeping, but they have to do the financial piece of it and oversee, what's going on. And there's a certain fear factor, and the way I describe it to all of them is, I asked, how many of you read a reading wire diagram? They all have read a wiring diagram. And so I said, okay, the first time you read that wiring diagram or try to look at it, was it Greek, or, you didn't understand? Well, yeah. Well, what happened? You actually went and you did the work, right? Because it was part of your job. Oh, yeah. Well, financials are the same thing, all right? The first time you look at them, it's Greek. But the next time you look at them, it gets easier and easier and easier and easier. And all of a sudden it's like, well, why did I ever think this was hard? And the reality of it is that bookkeeping was developed somewhere 1300s, somewhere around there, by the Venetian monks, who had to take care of the rich Italians' money, and they had to account for it. All right. So they didn't have a calculator. They didn't have QuickBooks. And one of you is going to go, well, yeah, the Chinese had abacuses. Yes, they did, but the Chinese weren't talking to the Italians at that particular point. So they had to make it easy, and they did. And the basic accounting formulas have not changed for more than 800, 900 years now. And it's just we have in our head that it's hard. Remember the reading wiring diagram. So we're going to go through a little bit of that type of thing, what they need to do, what their bookkeepers need to be doing, what they're overall responsible for. They can delegate the bookkeeping, but they can't abdicate the responsibility for the financials. We'll talk about some basic terminology, and we have the Goodman chart of accounts now that Ben and I are kind of finishing up right now, and we'll have that. And then I'm going to give them an overview of P&Ls and balance sheets. And of course, I'm going to give them some homework so that they can get ready for the next session that we're going to have when we go from there.
Well, I guess first of all and foremost, I want to welcome you, Picture Rock Heating and Air Conditioning, to the Accelerated HVAC Success Program.
Oh, wow.
And so we are very excited to have you guys here in the Accelerated HVAC Success Program. And we're going to be getting together on a fairly regular basis just to let you know what to expect as we continue to go through this. We're going to be working directly with Richard and coordinating everything through him. The first month can be a little bit overwhelming with the amount of stuff that's coming at you. So I just want to welcome you guys here to the Accelerated HVAC Success Program, and we're going to go ahead and celebrate that. So congratulations for being selected in the North Division for being in the Accelerated HVAC Success Program. There's a lot of things to unpack with this. This program is valued at over $30,000 with the programs and services that you're going to be getting from the different teams. But I'll just give you some background. I don't know if you had an opportunity to watch any of our season 1 of the Accelerated HVAC Success, but if you want to, you can go onto YouTube and you can look at that. But the first month is going to be pretty intense, and we're going to be working through Christian, and all of the different vendors are going to be coordinating and getting everything just kind of stood up. We've got CI Web Group, who's going to be doing a complete digital makeover within your company, and so they've already started to do some work and in looking at your analytics. We have EGI Financing that's going to be working with your team on maximizing all of your financing programs and what they have available for you there. Power Selling Pros, who you already know, is going to be working with your whole entire team to help with delivering that wow experience from the technicians, the installers, the CSRs, and really helping to put that together. The National Comfort Institute is going to be offering training for all of your employees and helping them with certifications and that technical training. The Teamworks group is going to be taking all of the data in your business and putting it together in dashboards so that you can easily see what's going on and look at those predictive measures, and also look at the stuff that's happening in the past and figure out how you can chart that course forwards. So there's just a ton of great stuff that is coming together in this program. It's a 6-month-long program which is very intense. At the end of it, it should be a complete extreme makeover of your business. So I'm very excited to have you guys here and to have you be a part of that. First of all, to get things kicked off here, I want to welcome RJ Kelty, and I want to say congratulations for being accepted into the Accelerated HVAC Success Program. So hey. We are very pleased to have you here representing our South Division. And so you're one of 4 contractors across all of North America that's been selected for this, to be a part of this program.
RJ Kelty, my dad started in 1973. We started in one location, and we were basically like north of Tampa in the Newport Richey area. Then we bridged out to Orlando and then Brandon. We were solely plumbing until about 9-10 years ago. We started our HVAC side, basically using kind of our customers on that side, push them over to our HVAC side. Definitely a little slower than we anticipated originally, but getting the right people in the right places is really going to help us.
So Marty, if you haven't figured it out already, we want to welcome you to the Accelerated HVAC Success Program. You've been selected thanks to Don Snow and his recommendation, and out of all of Canada, you've been the contractor selected to represent Canada. This program actually, you're going to get over $30,000 worth of tools and services from our vendors that we've got here. We've got a couple of other vendors that are not on the call, but I'm just so thrilled to be able to meet you, however it be virtually, to be able to go through this with you and just kind of walk through what to expect and expectations here. So a lot of the heavy lifting is going to be put on Don's shoulders. He's going to be the one that's going to be kind of coordinating everything and putting everything together. So all of our coaches will be working through Don to put everything together. I will tell you the first month in this program is going to feel a little bit overwhelming because you've got all of these different service providers that are coming in and just working to get established. But after that first month of getting things established, it's going to get better and better and better because we'll be working with your individual team members in your company to be able to help you achieve those goals and those things that you're looking for. With that being said, I am curious, Don's talked to you a little bit about this program, obviously. Maybe tell us a little bit of the history of your company.
I guess first I'll just say wow and thank you for the privilege and really it's an honor. I'm excited. I'm not going to lie, a little bit apprehensive and nervous about it as well. But the history of our company, so we were founded in 1965. My grandparents actually founded the company out of their house and kind of garage. Since then, about a year later or a year after that, my father joined them. And it was kind of mid to late 80s, he took over as president of the company. He's still president today, still active in the company today. I serve as general manager and have ownership in the company now. So I guess third generation. And as Ryan mentioned, my son's working in the company as well. He's actually right now, we've kind of moved him around in the different divisions and departments, but right now he's actually working in the HVAC division doing furnace replacements and air conditioning and stuff like that. So our company, I guess we've been around for a little while, and our company does new construction as well as service and maintenance. And we do that in the plumbing and the HVAC industries. And we also do duct cleaning as well. We have one duct cleaning truck. So our company started as a plumbing company. It wasn't until the early 90s that we picked up and started doing HVAC. So on the plumbing side of things, we do commercial new construction and renovations, if you will. And we do, anything from a small kind of CRU bay, tenant improvement type stuff, all the way up to malls and schools and different things like that. And then we also do residential new construction and renovations. And then on the plumbing side, to round it off, we have our service and maintenance department. And that service and maintenance department does plumbing and HVAC all within the one department for service and maintenance. On the HVAC side, we don't go into the commercial realm of things. We've stayed on the residential side of things. And that's new construction on the HVAC. And we also do, of course, furnace replacements and aftermarket air conditioning. And then we also have a small retail store as well that we sell parts to do-it-yourselfers and so on. So that's kind of a broad overview of the company. Within each of those departments, we have department managers that run those departments, and then we have field supervisors below them, and then of course the technicians after that.
Okay.
So
well, thank you for the history. That helps a lot as trying to figure out how to put all the pieces together here. Marty, I guess, what is your expectations over the next 6 months? What would you say, hey, this is where I want my extreme makeover in my business. This is what I would consider success when we come to the end of the 6 months.
Well, I think one of the areas that I know that we're lacking in is marketing and advertising and our website. I guess no excuses. The last 5 years in the Alberta market have been terrible. Alberta is oil country and oil crashed and the whole province kind of with it. So long story short, really we've had to tighten our strings big time in the last five years. So really all the marketing and advertising and stuff like that is just kind of done by yours truly, which I'm sure you guys hear from a lot of contractors across North America. Our IT manager, he built the website. We did, him and I have chatted, and I let him know the potential of this program, and he was kind of excited about it as well, because he's an IT guy. He's, I think he's done well with his level of knowledge for that, but he's definitely excited about that as well. So I think for me, I'm kind of excited about that. I find, there's a couple of competitors in the market that I feel are beating us and doing a better job on the marketing side of things. So I think our brand overall in the community is stronger. We've been around a long time. I believe we're a trusted brand and company and so on. But of course, there's going to be new people moving into the area and different things like that. And we definitely can't assume that everybody just knows about Brumans, like maybe at one time they used to. So our, I don't know that we're always getting those calls and we're always getting those leads and stuff like that. So that's kind of concerning for me, and definitely, I don't have that knowledge or expertise. I think we've done a fairly good job. We've resourced out the social media side of things, and we've gotten some help. So I think we're doing an okay job on, as far as Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and trying to have a presence with that. But some of the other stuff definitely we're lagging there. And then I guess when you, even Power Selling Pros, I know after Ryan and I talked, I did actually look at trying to do some stuff with them, just some technical things. Hopefully we can work through, like I know our system, which we haven't changed that system today. There didn't seem to be a way that we were going to be able to record those calls. So we did share some of that information that we got from that conference at EGIA, and some of the information that Ryan had and the e-newsletters that you sent out and so on. We shared that with our CSRs and tried to do it that way, but we didn't have a means, I guess, to have those recordings in order to do that coaching. So I'm hoping we can bridge that technical gap so that we can do that. And then I guess I'm interested on the what Kyle was talking about, bringing all that information together. We've been on a system since 2008 called Jonas Construction, as far as accounting or operating system. At the time, we invested quite a bit of money and time, and I would say accounting wise, really good program, and it enabled us to do a lot of things without doing duplicate entry. So I wanted to have a program that could do service, have the service dispatch board, that could do job costing, both commercial and residential, because that's a different thing than service, right? We wanted to be able to have payroll within the one system so that we weren't having to enter everything into a payroll system and then enter it again into the job cost and service system. So anyway, we invested in Jonas Construction as a software system, but when you get into the CRM side and some, I think the detail that Kyle's talking about, I think we have a lot of information there, but I don't know, I can talk about the income statements and, a bunch of those numbers, things, all of that stuff is readily available. But I guess I'm kind of excited to see what the dashboard would look like and what some of these, bringing these metrics in to make it quicker and easier to be able to use. Right now, some of those metrics that we heard about and talked about at the EGIA conferences, just very painful to try to get that information. And so inevitably you just don't have the time and it gets left, right? So, and I guess so that's some of the stuff, I'm kind of excited about. Reservation or concern is, and I talked to Dawn about this, is just, I'm excited about this and I want to learn things and, but as we all know, people are afraid of change. And so, if I go back in time, we did belong to the SGI organization at one point and came back from those things and learned quite a bit. Did implement some of those changes. I guess I'd like to try to implement the changes without ruining our workforce or losing our workforce. So, we changed our pricing system in the service division back in the SGI, for the better good. But I believe, we don't have one technician left from those pre-days. Basically, every technician that we had in our service division, not all at once, but over the course of 1 or 2 years, they basically all left us. And so we had to kind of start from the ground up. And so we've done that again. So anyway, just sometimes I find with our technicians and stuff, really great people and doing a good job, I believe, for us. But there's always, I guess, and you guys are professionals, so you would know this, but there's a proper way to be able to try to create change with them so that you're not going to offend them and lose them.
What are some of the big goals that you have? Some of the reasons for getting involved in the Accelerated HVAC Success. How would you say, hey, this has really been successful, a good use of my time at the end of 6 months? What are you hoping to accomplish?
Well, probably like a lot of people, like I said, doing a better job of just making like all of our advertising and everything we do kind of more uniform. It's like I said earlier, I like change probably too much. So some of my stuff kind of changes a lot. So just trying to give a clear and concise message to our customers. And then really taking advantage of some of our customers that we already have on the plumbing end. And we've done a pretty good job in our market here in North Tampa, but we also have a location in Brandon, which is South Tampa and Orlando, and really pushing HVAC over to those a lot more and increasing our revenue.
Okay.
His number one goal is really just to sell more Goodman, is what he told me.
Well, and I think everybody here on this call wants to help achieve that and do that for you. Eric, what are some of the goals that you have with this program?
Yeah, well, so RG Keelty is a very large company. So what do you say, 30, 35 million?
Yep, 30, a little over 35.
Heavy plumbing, new construction, heavy, even on the AC side, new construction. And so getting more retail through, because they have a great name in the community. Their trucks are all over the place. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity there for them to grow their retrofit business, especially in some of the other markets.
Correct.
That's exciting. And Jennifer, it sounds like you may have your work cut out for you here in multiple markets, but we can have fun with that.
Absolutely. And right now, there's not a huge approach to try and get ranked in each one of those markets independently, at least from the website, the digital site. So that means 100% of what you're doing right now, that's fantastic, but it's missing a huge piece. That's all new opportunities. So this is great timing.
I agree.
And then we just need truckloads of qualified AC technicians to install all the products that we're going to sell.
So I think the recruiting Institute will help a little bit with that, with the technical training that they're going to be providing for you and your team. So, from those that are green and know nothing about which side of the screwdriver to use, all the way up to those journeyman type that have been in the industry for 30 plus years. There's great training for all levels of people through the National Comfort Institute. And so you're going to have full access to that to be able to take advantage of all the programs they have there. So I'm excited to see what we can do to help you on that side of things and being able to help grow the team from the employee side as well. I know it's a lot to be throwing all of this as we put it together. Bill and Kurt, I know that Christian has talked to you about the Accelerated HVAC Success Program. You guys agreed to be in this without fully knowing what you're getting yourselves into. What are the expectations that you have over the course of the next 6 months? What would you like to see happen? What sort of extreme makeover would be great for your business?
This might be kind of news to Bill because we try to keep it a secret from him for a little bit, but so like Christian just kind of briefed me on it. But I mean, for me, it just sounded like definitely had a lot of the tools that we kind of already use now. But I mean, Bill's definitely into technologies, and that's kind of our as we grow. I think finding numbers financially, like trying to keep up with like all the ins and outs of money, I think would definitely help out with any kind of technology that might help out with that. And then obviously, I mean, staying on page one is definitely going to help out too. And anything we can get for Google help. I mean, I know I just talked to Bill this morning about how much we spent on Google and how little we've seen from it so far, that I would say that would definitely be a big help. And Power Selling Pros, you've already done great with our CSRs. That I would be interested to see, I mean, me personally at least, to see what you could do for the technicians as well. So
Bill, this is a complete surprise for you. What expectations or thoughts do you have as far as an extreme makeover for your business?
Well, thank you. I'm honored to be chosen for this, or to win it, or however you guys, if you drew us out of a hat. Yeah, I'm interested in the Power Selling Pros to be able to go further from our office and get into the field. We've had a lot of different training over the years for our technicians, and right now we don't really have any ongoing training with them. So it would be great to kind of refine that process. Getting the data together is always fun. I always like it. I'm always working on it. There's a couple gaps in the data that hopefully that Teamworks can help. Yeah, I'd have to say whatever can help drive profitability, reduce customer acquisition costs, increase sales, all that good stuff. So thanks.
Well, thank you. We're excited to be doing this. So we're going to be working with Christian. There's a lot of moving pieces to this. The cool thing is we have all of the different companies and the partners working together in the background. And so it's not a whole bunch of individual pieces that are coming together. It's one solid program that all is orchestrated together. But we'll be working through Christian. I always warn the companies the first month, there's a ton of moving pieces that are going to be put in place. So it can be a little bit hectic that first month. It will smooth out after we start to get everything in place and start to get things established. And we're going to be relying very heavily on Christian to orchestrate all of this stuff and make sure that it goes as smooth as possibly for you. But we are so excited to have you here and to be able to go on this journey with you over the next 6 months, and use this journey to be able to help other contractors in our industry as well, as they see the different things that we're putting together. So thank you so much for agreeing to be part of this. And we look forward to seeing where you guys go from today all the way towards the end of the program, and see where we can see that those transformations take place. So we'll work with all of the details in the back end and try to figure out how we can best make everything work together. Super excited. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about Picture Rock and why Picture Rock considered going into the program, and what your hopes and aspirations for this are.
Well, we've been in business for 20 years. We just celebrated 20 years in February. And I think we're just kind of stuck at the level that we're at. We've been here for a few years, and we'd really like to just take it to the next level.
What is the next level for you?
It's kind of unknown. More profitable and maybe a little bit bigger. I have 2 sons that are working in the business with me that are technicians, and one of them we're grooming to take over the business. So I'd like to kind of have a turnkey business that he can just kind of step into. And he's already taking more classes and different things like that to prepare him. We're members of EGIA, so we've been attending the conferences and doing the classes online and all that.
Great.
Oh,
Wonderful.
fantastic.
Again, welcome to the program. We're excited to have you here. I will tell you from doing it last year, it will be a wild ride. Like I said, this first month can be a little bit overwhelming. Don't worry, we'll get past that, and then it won't be as bad after we get through the first month. It's just a lot of introductions with a lot of different moving pieces. But once we get that organized and in place, it will be really fun as we start to unfold and discover everything. So Richard, we'll be working a lot with you, especially this first month, to coordinate everything. I'll be giving your contact information to all of our different coaches, and they'll be kind of funneling everything through you, so you can be that filter. So when we're overwhelming Picture Rock, you can say, "Oh, back off, guys. We got to give them some breathing room. They're still running a business." But we'll continue to work through you and make sure that this is an absolute success. Again, so excited to have you in the program. This is going to be fun, and I can't wait to see what this looks like on the other side of 6 months, and to see what things you've been able to implement and where that has taken the business for you. So again, welcome aboard. We'll continue to have these meetings, and looking forward to working with you and your team.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And we did get the champagne, but we felt it was a little early to pop the top on this. We both have to work still.
Yeah.
I know. I get it. So thank you so much. We will see you guys soon.
All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.